Hello everyone. Surely each of you has witnessed this at least once. And I'm sure almost everyone knows that this action is called a burnout. Although 20 years ago, we simply called it burning tires on the spot. In our reality, this is most often done to draw attention to oneself and, of course, to one's car. But what if I told you that in some places, it's practically a national form of motorsport? So, let's take it from the beginning. The idea of burning tires while staying in place originated in America in the 1950s, which at the time was simply obsessed with cars, racing, and excess power. One of the most popular forms of auto racing in America was, and still is, quarter-mile straightaways. An effective start in this discipline is extremely important. And if your car is comparable in power and weight to your opponents, a good start will likely decide the outcome of the race. For the most effective start, it's not just the tires themselves that are important, but also their temperature. To maximize traction at the start, the tire temperature must be neither too low nor too high. Typically, tires don't get very hot during normal driving, so when you find yourself at an intersection next to a fellow hot rodder, this problem had to be addressed. So, they came up with this extravagant method of warming up the tires before the start. Fortunately, the monstrous torque of huge American 5/8s made this easy. Since this procedure evoked intense excitement among spectators, it quickly became part of the show. The fact is that the United States can rightfully be considered the birthplace of burnout racing, but burnout racing as a separate sport took root in another country entirely, Australia. But why Australia? The fact is that after World War II, Australia collaborated closely with the United States. The American lifestyle and passion for huge, powerful cars also appealed to Australians. So much so that auto giants like General Motors and Ford opened factories there, producing cars adapted for Australia based on popular American platforms. But most importantly, all these cars inherited their huge, roaring V8 engines from their counterparts, meaning they could hold festivals in full swing, which is precisely what they did. Automotive modification and conversion shops began springing up like mushrooms after the rain, and along with them, an Australian car culture took shape. But all of this was largely illegal, and enthusiast gathering places were rarely well organized. Then, in 1988, a man named Chick Henry founded the now iconic Summernats festival. Chick Henry was a custom car enthusiast. Henry wanted to create an event that would bring together tuning, customizing, and motorsport enthusiasts in one place, where they could showcase automotive projects, exchange ideas, and simply have fun. The first event took place at Exhibition Park in Canberra. Canberra was chosen for its central location and the park's capabilities, which included drag racing, a car show, and, of course, a burnout competition. The tire burning competition proved so popular with both the crowd and the competitors that it subsequently became a signature event of Summernats. But how do you choose a winner? The judges determine the winner based on the following criteria: smoke volume. The thicker and more smoke, the higher the score. Vehicle control. Competitors must demonstrate mastery of the car, even in conditions of limited visibility due to smoke. Creativity, unusual maneuvers, directional changes, and spectacular turns will add points. And, of course, special effects from colored smoke will also increase the chances of winning. Arena use. The more arena space a competitor uses, the better. Duration of the performance. The ultimate finish is considered to be the complete destruction of the tires by the end of the allotted time, usually 2 minutes, leaving only the rims. However, no matter how reckless this activity may seem, there's a risk of disqualification. This is mainly due to loss of control of the car and failure to observe safety regulations. The competition is divided into 2 classes, amateur and professional. The requirements for cars competing in the amateur class are fairly simple. The car must be mechanically sound and have a fire extinguisher on board. But in the professional class, things are not so simple. The car's interior must be equipped with a roll cage, a fire shield, and a fire suppression system. And since they really go all out in the pro class, I assume these rules are not made up for nothing and are most likely written in blood. This is the kind of action that happens on this unique and mysterious continent. Kangaroos are probably in shock. That's all for today. Best of luck to everyone, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, bye.